Hello, kindergarten. So today in math, we are going to be learning lesson 1-1. We're going to learn how to count 1, 2, and 3. So our I can statement is I can count 1, 2, and 3 objects. So we're also going to be able to model with math. So when we are doing this, I'm going to use some manipulatives. So if you have blocks, go ahead and get them out. If you have maybe pencils, or if you have, you can maybe have, like I said, pencils, pens. There could be, if you have maybe rice, if you have noodles, anything that you can count, you're going to go ahead and use those. So in this lesson, you're going to go ahead on the first page. It's going to talk about a nest, all right? And in this nest, I want to be able to count things. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 counters in my nest. 1, 2. So I have 2 counters here, all right? But I want to go ahead and label that I have these 2 counters. I'm actually going to erase this a little bit, make this a little bit smaller in my nest. So I'm going to have some boxes here, and in my boxes, I'm going to have 3 layers, 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to go ahead and show how I'm going to do 3 of those boxes. And I'm going to show how we would label these. So with this right here, I'm going to actually start out with 1. If I put 1 in, I want to go ahead and label in my first box. I want to label how many I have in there. So I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, there's only 1 counter in there. So I'm going to go ahead and color in one of my spots. I'm going to color in one of my spots because that shows that there is 1 counter. 1 is represented here. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and put another counter in there. And I want you to sit and think, how many counters do I have there? And I want you to put those counters in your nest too, and I want you to count. If you need, you can go ahead and pause the video to go ahead and figure that out and fill in your chart. All right, so we have 1, 2. We have 2 counters. So I'm going to fill in 2 spots. 1, 2. And that shows how many I have there. I have 2 now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1 more in there. Unfortunately, it's a different color, but that's okay. We're just seeing how many we have there. So counting, I now have 1, 2, how many? Think to yourself. If you need to pause and think and record your answer, that's totally fine. But we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. And as I was doing this, I made sure that I started from the bottom and I worked my way up. So we again started from the bottom for 2 and we worked our way up. For 3, again, I started at the bottom and I worked my way up. So I want you to look at this now. We have 3 different options here, right? I have a certain amount of things in my nest right now, a certain amount of blocks in my nest. And I need to figure out which one represents how many I have. I need you to circle, go ahead and circle it. Which representation shows how many blocks I have. If you need to pause me, that's fine. So looking at this, we have 1, 2. So I'm going to look at one that has 1, 2. This one only has 1, so that doesn't work. This one has 1, 2, 3. That's more than 2, so that doesn't work. This one has 1, 2. So I'm going to circle this one. Awesome. So if you want, you can go ahead and keep playing around with your manipulatives and trying to figure out if you put more, how many do you have? So today we learned that 1, that represents right here, our 1. We only have 1 there. 2, 1, 2. And then we have 3. 1, 2, 3. So let's count together. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome job. did an awesome job today of counting your objects. So today, again, we learned how to count numbers 1, 2, and 3 and represent them. So I want you to keep practicing on that of counting your manipulatives 1, 2, 3, and also being able to represent them with different aspects of it. All right, see you guys later.